The scene of the island is shown as the film starts. It was the time of World War II. Two aircrafts are crashed on that island. Two fighter pilots appear from there. They were safe and sound. They fight with each other here. Meantime, they move to a forest. One of them is going to kill other. A mysterious giant creature named Kong comes on the scene. They are very frightened, seeing him. And the location changes. And past time is shown from many years ago. Here geophysicist team appears, which consisted of a character Bill with his companion. Bill had searched an island after a great research. Some funds were required to visit there. He had visited Statesman's house for this purpose. He was talking about that island which has been shown at the start of the movie. According to him, island is ancient where various antique creatures inhabit there. But the world still has no knowledge about them. Why not? We should search them. Statesman does not take interest in this research. And he declines him to allocate funds. But Bill pleads him, saying, the entire world including Russia wants to discover this island. We should move there before making their move. Knowing it, Statesman allows his visit there and allocates funds. He could not go alone for search, so he builds a team and holds the responsibility as in charge. And he also takes the duties of army unit, including a major. He had also recruits a captain named James. There was also a girl photographer named Mason to capture the scenes. Then a meeting is held among them in which a location is decided to meet if they lose the way. The following day, they move to the sea. Because they had to take a helicopter from there. Reaching sea on the next day, they come to know that the way through which they have to fly in helicopter to the island is not out of danger right now. Because the worst storm had broken out there. Ignoring it, Bill takes a flight, adjusting his army unit into 6 or 7 helicopters. The storm begins to worsen while flying that way. There was not a ray of hope for their helicopter's safety. Anyhow, they come out from there. At last, they reach that island. One of the geophysicists says, it is quite possible that such giant creatures may live underground. So they explode the underground. Contrarily, there is created a commotion on the island. Many animals begin to run. And the objects start striking with the helicopters. Then a giant ape named Kong appears. He attacks them as being furious. Major commands his soldiers to target it while firing. It agitates as they fire their guns on it. He starts to attack them and their helicopter. Due to this, many soldiers are killed. Now they build 2 teams. One team included Bill and army soldiers. While other team included Mason, Bill and the rest of the survivors. Major points his gun on Bill after losing his many soldiers and says, "Why have you brought us here?" Bill replies, "This planet did not belong to us. Animals used to inhabit here, including such creatures which are beyond our knowledge. Moreover, he tells that once I was sailing boat in the sea. That a giant creature assaulted our boat and all people ended except me. No one believed my words when I revealed the whole story after returning. Then I decided that I myself will research. I have come here after 30 years of research. So I may expose before the world that such creatures have existence." He says, "These creatures will soon capture the human beings. So we should keep hold over them while finding." Now one of their soldiers was missing, so Major moves to the forest in his search. While walking, a bamboo is thrust into one of the soldiers' mouth. And he is dead pathetically. Casting their eyes upward, a spider has woven its web in the bamboo. That was the monstrous spider. It begins to attack the rest of the soldiers. Then Major shoots it. This forest was stuffed with the mysterious creatures. On the opposite side, a missing soldier is shown. Standing near a stream, he sees giant ape Kong. He observes an octopus has attacked Kong from the water. Contrarily, Kong has started to eat it after killing that octopus. That soldier who is there becomes fearful, seeing it. Then James' team is shown moving at a place. They encounter a giant creature buffalo before them. They cool their heels for a time whether it attacks them. But that buffalo moves quietly from there. Now they move ahead, then they encounter some wild natives. There was also a man among them who could speak English. Actually, he was the same missing soldier between both who had been shown many years ago in the movie. He leads them to a tribe. He tells, "We both soldiers had caught here many years ago. And we had been living here from that time. A few years ago, other soldier was killed by a creature Skullcrawler. This mysterious creature inhabits underground. It is the worst enemy of Kong." He tells, "They have been living underground for a long time. They have come on the surface because of the explosion of that bomb which you exploded." He informs, "Kong actually protects us. Who will rescue us if they harm Kong?" James' team had a short time to reach that location. That old soldier suggests that it is in vain to go on foot. "I hand over a boat to you." Then they begin to repair it. Mason observes, a buffalo is burdened with the dropped helicopter. She tries to help her while removing it, but of no use. Then Kong appears, who rescues Buffalo's life, picking helicopter up easily. Mason is scared, encountering Kong. Then she thinks, how can one be cruel with anyone who has soft corner for animals? On the other side, a missing soldier is shown. He is sitting at a place. Later he feels that it is not a tree but a creature. He begins to fire his gun as that creature stands up. But it reveals that creature starts fleeing because of a thing. It was Skullcrawler, not anyone else from which it was fleeing in fear. That Skullcrawler kills that soldier, advancing itself. Now, army unit was ready to go ahead and James' boat was also made. They leave saying farewell to the tribe. All were excited thinking they are leaving island. Meantime, strange carnivorous birds appear and take a man among them, lifting him. James is firing his gun on them. At first sight, those birds tear up that man. They cannot save him. Then they board the boat again. Then it is shown that Major's team and James' team face each other at a place. Now Major was getting worried about his missing soldier, who was his exceptional one. He says, "We will have to move to the direction of west." But old soldier tells them, it is not unscathed to go there. It will end us. But Major orders James to come with him while ignoring the suggestion of everyone. Now they move to a location where many skeletons and bones had turned into fossil fuel after deterioration. A man falls down a cigarette as he smokes. As a result, the place is burst into flames with a great explosion. And Skullcrawlers are awakened who are in surroundings. Now these creatures were attaching them while they were shooting them. A creature ejects a skull from its mouth. And that skull had the locket of that soldier. Then James knows that he is no more, but they could not escape from there. Because they were surrounded by Skullcrawlers. There was also gas explosion and they were finding difficulty to end them. Somehow, they kill them, shooting their fire gun. Now James tells Major while showing a locket, "Your soldier is not alive." But Major loses his temper and says, "I will not let Kong survive now." All reveal to him, Kong is blameless, even he is just protecting. Skullcrawlers will kill us if we harm Kong. Being stubborn, Major repudiates their advice. James says to him, "You may go now to that place while I will wait for you with my team," going near the boat. They are again separated in two teams. Now it is shown that James and Mason are sitting at the peak of mountain at night. They encounter a standing Kong in front of them. Being frightful, Mason spreads her hand and starts loving Kong. It does not harm them. Mason feels pleasant thinking it is really companionable creature. On the other side, it is seen that Major and his soldiers have fixed many bombs at the bank of the stream. Kong reaches there as explosives are exploded. It begins to attack those soldiers. Because they were damaging the place. Facing the blazing, it also loses its senses because of burning with fire. Here Major commands his soldiers to explode more bombs. But James explains him coming there, "We are all safe because of Kong." How should I explain to you that Kong is not our opponent? But Major remains disagreed, saying, "This Earth planet is ours, so we will be superior, not this creature." But he is going to keep his guns down after hearing James. Then a giant skullcrawler appears there. It begins to attack them. But Kong wakes up at the time. Then Major commands to blow up the bombs. But Kong moves to Skullcrawler while crushing it. There is great fight between them while rest of them move to the boat. This fight continues till morning. Contrarily, soldiers were firing their guns on Skullcrawler. And it starts moving towards it, leaving Kong. Now Kong had dropped down into water and caught in rots. Offering his life, one of the soldiers sets all bombs with his body. He stands before Skullcrawler thinking, it may eat it and the bomb blow up in its stomach. And it may die. But that creature was also so sharp-witted. It pushes him forcefully and he strikes with the rock of mountain, which results the explosion. Now it advances towards others to kill them. Immediately, Kong drags him while waking up. Climbing up the mountain, Mason fires a gun to signal to the helicopters as they are here. But she falls into a stream. Now Kong is shown, which was fighting with that creature with full strength and energy. At last, it kills that creature for forever, beating and pulling its tongue. Bringing out Mason from stream, it leaves her to the human beings. Now they were connected, so return to their country, getting together. And the company hires Mason and James, which had the aim to keep the new creature under their control. And the old soldier who was missing on that island, coming there 30 years ago, he had returned back and he meets with his son and wife. He is enlivened in the movie.